Welcome to the Labyrinth. If you find this podcast useful, please subscribe. My guest today is Nitesh Kumar. He is the founder and head coach at Monkey Mayhem Fight Club. He's a two-time national Muay Thai champion. Nitesh, welcome to the Labyrinth.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for having me in your podcast, Pratham.
How are you? How is Bangalore treating you?
Bangalore, it's good. The weather is really good. So not like Mangalore. It's not sweating. It's good. Actually, Mangalore weather is also actually good these days. It's always raining. Yeah. So not that great for training though, but it's good for your lazy lazy mood or something like that. But it's good. Bangalore is good.
Right now, what you're there for some event, right, in Bangalore?
To discuss about a future event, I had a meeting which just got extended. That's why right now I am in some other place. I was supposed to be at my friend's place having this podcast, but because the meeting is still not over, I'm still here. So I just thought I've given the 4 o'clock time, right? So it's better thought I'll get over with that. So it's basically for the next upcoming event. We are just having a small meeting and stuff like that.
So when did you grow an interest in Muay Thai and combat fitness and MMA?
Basically, I was always into martial arts from my school times. So I would basically say my coach was a karate sir. His name is Chandrahas. So he was a guy, the way he taught the particular kind of martial art. And I learned karate in a style called as Self-Defense School of Indian Karate. So it is a pure Indian form. So when I would like to name our grandmaster, whose name is B.M. Narasimhan. He's from Tamil Nadu. And when in 70s, when all the guys, when Bruce Lee brought karate and Jeet Kune Do and trained. So when all the guys were jumping into, the karate was the thing. Back then, it was the only thing. There was no full contact sports like MMA or something like that. So at that particular time, when everybody was jumping into the Japanese styles like Budokan, Shotokan, so many things, it was this guy, B.M. Narasimhan, who thought, he will create his own Indian style. So he learned probably Kalari for 20 years. And there's even an older sport called as Bodhidharma. I don't know if you're Marma Adi, Bodhidharma and all those things. The art is called Marma Adi. So he has also learned that, and he's been a judo champion. He blended everything and he created this particular thing. So the base of this karate is from Kalari. You know Kalari Payattu?
No, I don't know what that is.
That is the oldest known martial art in the world. And that basis is from Kerala and Tamil Nadu.
Interesting.
So yeah, so that is where probably it's called mother of martial arts. So that is the base of our karate, and that is the whole and sole reason why I really, really love this particular kind of the style of what I was doing, the style of karate. And then my sir, the way he taught us, and that vibe of a grandmaster, all this, was pulling me towards martial arts. And then it basically, I think I would say somewhere around 10th standard. So we have to decide what you want to do. So my parents basically, they wanted me to become a doctor. My brother was an engineer, so they wanted me to send to medical field. But I was nowhere, nearby as well. I was just basically I was copying and passing or all those things. I don't know if I can tell this in your podcast, but yeah. So that was the scene. And then I had to decide in 10th, but I didn't have a proper plan. And I also was into football and stuff. So I had been till states. So that was also a game what I really loved. But I had to choose something. And that particular time, I thought I'll take martial arts as a career. And then basically, there was no scene about MMA or kickboxing or Muay Thai, anything. None of this was heard in Mangalore. I was in Mangalore. I was based in Mangalore, and none of this, there was not even boxing. Boxing was only heard of, but there was no trace of boxing or anything in Mangalore. So basically, and I was thinking like karate, what I can do. Like I don't know, I didn't see a career in karate, and football was a teamwork. And back then there was no ISL. There was right now what football is right now in India. Back then there was, I don't think there was only I League, I think, but people are not paid that great. The players are not paid, and then it was a team effort. So I didn't know like how do I explain my parents. My parents are very supportive, but you need to give them a proper explanation on what you want to do. So I didn't have an explanation back then, but one thing was clear that I didn't want to study. That was that was one clear thing. But but it so happened that I had to continue get into 11th. I came to 11th and I took PCMB as how my parents wanted. So it ended up like it was a very embarrassing moment in the beginning. Like all the guys, I went to Aloysius. So basically, Aloysius has this thing that the science guys have to be uh, the science people have to be about 75 or 80% or something like that. So I think I didn't even get my marks card actually. I was in ICSE syllabus. I think I got selected because of the sports quota of my football thing. For the football states, I was there, and because of that, I got the seat in science. But in the beginning, it was it basically was I didn't know. I was fighting from inside, like what to do and all those things. And then slowly, I was trying to get into boxing. Then it so happened that accidentally I went to a MMA event and I won that event. And the coach, my coach Balakrishna Shetty, who taught me Muay Thai and MMA, he happened to do that event. So it's kind of a big story. Like I don't know like what you want to know in that, or like, that's how the MMA thing started. So I was looking forward to do my career in martial arts, but I knew karate. I didn't know like how to take forward the career. So I was thinking, I think probably in 2008, India won one of the first medal in boxing. Vijender Singh and all these guys. So I thought there is some kind of scope for boxing. And then I didn't know anything about this association and all those things. So basically, so that's why I was trying to get into, I was trying to get into boxing, but I didn't know how to do it. I was calling people, they used to tell me like, come to Delhi, come to Mumbai. And I didn't know what to tell in my house. Like, what do I tell? Like, they're calling me to Mumbai. I want to go to boxing, and that out of nowhere. Like, it's like literally out of nowhere. So I didn't think they will allow. But then I thought when this MMA event had come in place, so I think that's when I went. I won, and I thought if I win, there would be some coach who would want to train me. So that is what actually happened. That's when I won that event, and Mr. Balakrishna Shetty, he's my coach and he's also the national coach of Muay Thai in India. He saw my performance and he felt really good. And he was a guy who told, if you are trained technically, you'll be a really good fighter. So that's where it basically started. That's when I went to Mumbai. So normally people go to Mumbai to become actor or you go to become Don or something like that. But basically I went to become a fighter. Yeah.
So, I mean, you have years of experience now. What kind of preparation should a person have before getting into the ring?
It depends on it looks like an individual sport. Like, but if you don't have a good team, you can't perform well. Basically, back in the gym, you need to be having really good fighters, the coach, a really good coach, and you need to have a set of fighters whom you can train with. But there is partner drills and all those things. There is different parts about it. Like when it comes to physical aspects, then there is mental aspects. Physically and mentally, you both have to be prepared. So it goes hand by hand. So basically, there are some people who are very strong. They have strong willpower. So what happens? Their physicality, they work easily. Some people don't have really good willpower, but they're still a good sportsman. Okay, if they're trained and they work on their physical body, and then they slowly get confidence, and then they get into the sport types. So this is how it goes. And if you want to get into an event or a small tournament, you start from the basics. Like you don't jump to the national level or something like that. There are many events happening around, like from small. It's right now. Back then, probably when I started 2011, 12, there was no much events. But now, but there were bigger leagues, which was like in a bigger way, like in a huge ways. But now, if anybody wants to make a career out of it, they have the stepping stones. Like they can go on a smaller level and a little bigger level, and then a particular bigger level, and they can jump to the biggest leagues in the world. So that's how it goes. But basically, I think it depends on the athlete himself. But I think if there's a good team, good coach, within a year, a person should be able to get into the ring.
You spoke about the willpower. How
Yeah.
how do you motivate yourself?
I don't motivate myself. It's something what I love. The sport is something what I love. I don't have to motivate myself or something like that. So this is something what I love doing. So I just do it. So that's how it goes. Like it's not like a motivation. I do see a lot of people forcing them. Like it's basically like they're trying to motivate themselves to be in the game and all those things. But my personal thought is like I don't need any kind of motivation, because this is what I love. This is what I love to do. So that's the thing. I know I don't need motivation to do this. This is what I do. This is what I love. So it's not like motivation is required something when it's really hard or something like that. Yes, struggle is there. So basically, you have to struggle through your survival, like you have to the income, the responsibilities, and all those things. The struggle is there. But when you're doing something what you love, I don't think you feel that pressure or something like that. If you're feeling the pressure or something like that, I think you need to really check on what you're doing, like if you really like it or not, or you're doing it for some different reasons or something like that.
Have you
So
had
I
any?
want
Have you had any serious injuries?
Yeah, I did have. It did a lot of. It actually put up a little bit gap. It's not a right now in this 2020, 2021. It's not a big injury, but when I got it in 2016. So outside India, it's a very basic injury. They have a sports specialist. I had an ACL tear, grade 3 ACL tear. So ACL is there's a ligament, bundle of ligament what joins your two knees. So that was completely torn. And then there is your leg is there, no knee. So the two bones sit like that. So there is a thing called meniscus. So that is like a rubber. It's not rubber exactly, but it's something I would say like it acts like a rubber where your both the knees won't, collide with each other, and there's no tension. So that is basically, and that also got tore a little bit or something like that. So basically, outside India, it's a basic injury. But in India, the medical has proceeded, but I don't know. Like I thankfully got a really really good doctor. I would also like to mention him. His name is Mr. Yogesh Kamath, who's a sports specialist right now. He himself has opened a sports department in KMC of Jyoti, where all the athletes, the mindset, especially about the mindset. So what happens is throughout the world, when there is a medical upgradation, like so let's assume there's some surgery. So when the upgrade happens, everybody does upgrade the operation, but they don't upgrade how people rehab. That is the very important part actually. And what happens is basically in India, what I've seen, like before Yogesh Kamath, wherever I went, I saw that people telling that once you operate, do not, you have to be in the bed for like a month or something like that, or don't do extensive these things. And so what basically happens after an injury, so you corrected something and you kept that particular knee just like that without doing any kind of exercise. So your body and the knee gets adjusted to the new thing, and it gets restricted. You don't get the complete movement after the surgery. So that is the issue over here, especially about the rehab. The operation part, the surgery part, it gets upgraded. But when it comes to the rehab, a lot of people have the old methods and stuff like that. Whereas in India, I think, I know, I'm not saying the entire India, there are really good doctors as well. But most of the people, they tell 1 year and all those things. But basically, I came back within 6 months after the surgery. So after the surgery, I didn't even, it's not just about I think I started training for 3 months, like full-fledged training. So basically, I never had a gap after surgery. So after surgery, within 6 days, I started with my rehab, and probably within 3 months, I was ready to train. And within 6 months, I went to the event. There was a national event, national championship in Jammu Kashmir, and I also won that event. So I won gold in that. That was like 2018 April, I guess. Yeah. Sorry, 2017 April. Jammu Kashmir Nationals, National Muay Thai Championship. So that is what I was able to do because of Dr. Yogesh Khanna and the mindset what he has on sports injuries and stuff. The mindset is not just about getting back to the sport, but getting back and excelling in the sport. That's what we are looking forward for. Yeah. That's there in India right now as well. Yeah.
And in your Monkey Mayhem studio,
Yes.
Monkey Mayhem Fight Club, when did you start this fight club?
It's basically a long story. So to start from, I would like to say, like I told, after that event, what I won in 2012, I guess. So it basically took me 6 to 7 months where my parents are supportive, as I told. My brother, my father, mom, they're all supportive. But the thing is that you need to give them a perfect plan. But I didn't have a perfect plan. All I knew is I go, I train, and this is what I love. This is what I want to do. So maybe I didn't know if I'll get the money, I'll not get the money, but I was happy doing that. So that's the thing. So I went after the event. I happened 6 to 7 months. I had to fight in home, explain everything, and then I got permission to go. And once I went, I started training under Balakrishna Shetty. He's the national coach of Muay Thai Federation in India for the sport of Muay Thai. And thankfully, he made me stay in Sai, Sai Sports Authority of India in Mumbai, where he also had his classes going on. And accidentally, because he told I can stay there or something like that, the arrangement of the stay was done there. And for some reason, I also happened to get trained under Mr. Jaswant Singh for boxing. Jaswant Singh basically was one of the India's boxing coach. So that's why also, it was just an addition to whatever Balakrishna Shetty was teaching. So that is one good thing happened. And then, probably I was there for 1 year, 9 months, I guess, if I'm not wrong. 1 year, 9 months, 1 year, 6 months. But then my dad retired, so I had to come back. So basically inside, I was training for up to 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours every day. So the routine was something like I get up in the morning, I go running 5 o'clock or something, 6:30, the training starts, and we go on till 10 o'clock or something like that, 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Then I come back home walking, I make my breakfast, and it's basically lunch and breakfast together, brunch, to adjust the funds, basically. The funds, a little tight. But yeah, they were supporting in my house as well. And just because I wanted to go to Mumbai, I quit studies actually. After 12, I quit studies. I didn't want to pass the exams. I gave empty papers in 12 boards. I just get handed over because I knew if I pass, they would convince me to do medical or something like that. So if I fail, they could not do that. So that's the thing. And from there, I started working. I was working part-time in Domino's to collect money because I had to go to Mumbai. And I didn't want to ask basically with my parents. because they wanted me to study and stuff like that. Even though they were supportive, I thought I'll be self-sufficient. So I was collecting money, and then I got permission to go to Mumbai, and there I started with uh, started training with these guys. Then then after 2 years I came back. Sorry, 1.5 year I came back, and my training was all going, from 7 to 8 hours. It just came like 1 hour, half an hour. That too, it was not a quality training. It was not at all a quality training. It just came off like, because there's no partners. Mangalore didn't have any trace of MMA, Muay Thai, or boxing. There was no trace, and there was nothing, and I was feeling very suffocated. I want to go back and stuff like that. But then again, I have to help my dad with some of his works. We had some personal things going on, so I had to help him out. I was not able to go back. So that is when my coach was asking me to start something in Mangalore. So like, you train others and everything. I was never into becoming a coach. I didn't want to become a coach. I was very much in a mindset, I just want to become a fighter. I didn't want to become a coach at all. So I didn't have any plans. But one thing what he told stuck in my mind. He told, if you teach others, you'll get training partners. So this was told by Balakrishna Shetty, Bala Shetty. This is what he told me. So he told me many things, like, you'll become pioneer of MMA in Mangalore. There's nobody there. You can start. It's a huge market and all those things. None of them caught my mind, but the one thing that got stuck in my mind is that he told me I'll get training partners, and that is what I badly wanted, and that is why I started with Monkey Man Fight Club. Probably it was unofficially started somewhere in 2013, but my brother was there. My brother also is into karate field, and this particular style of karate, what we learned, me and my brother, we always wanted to promote it and stuff. And he also had that feeling in this thing, and he wanted to open a karate class. So when I just gave him a push, and he's an engineer and he's been working and all those things, so he never got a time to, do all this work, extra work or something. So I helped him out, and I told, like, if you want to open, let's open, because I need a place to train. And he also got a push, and we opened the place. And at that particular karate class, down we just put in the poster telling that Monkey Man Fight Club, amateur mixed martial arts jamming point. It didn't start as Monkey Man Fight Club. It basically started as my brother's karate class. But down I just put, it's like a jamming point, as in, like, people can come and learn MMA. Not learn, basically. If you can ask my first students, I didn't want to teach. I was telling them, I'll go on doing workout, you follow me. And then I wanted partners. Then I started teaching them little jab, like the basics, just jab, cross, and all those things. Then slowly, the fighters started growing. Like, I got, then there were the first set of people, my senior fighters, the Sharan, Abdul Razak Sharan, and Uwais. This accidentally happened that these two guys came on the same day of, they're top fighters. They're my top fighters. And then there was Akshay, then Himanshu. Then with Himanshu came Anisha Shetty. She's 3-time national Muay Thai champion, and she's also participated in Abu Dhabi Asian Championship. And from Anisha came Anisha's friend Anvita. Anvita also is 2 times national Muay Thai champion, and she went on to become a bronze medalist in IFMA World Championships. So she's one of the top fighters right now. Sharan is there. So all these guys, and Farzeen, there's a guy called Farzeen. So these guys were, these guys this just happened. So 2014, from then I kind of got a little bit responsibility from my house. So I probably started taking a small amount of fees. But then I started running it basically like a gym, like it just was a class. But it was nothing like a business. But probably slowly, then, after a few years, there were a lot of people who wanted to learn MMA. So I didn't know the market is huge. Like, it was a new trend. Like, people want to become fit through combat sports. Like, basically, a lot of people were bored of doing that same gymming. same way. So this functional fitness, functional training, and strength and conditioning, and the combat part became a new trend, and there was lot of demand, and there were a lot of people coming into the MMA thing, and there were not much people in the karate thing. So my brother told, you continue this place as Monkey Man Fight Club itself, and he recently started Archman Skills in Balal Bagh. It's a new place. He's doing karate separately. So we're doing karate, and he does self defense and all those things. So we have the Monkey Man. Just that's how Monkey Man started basically. It was not supposed to be a proper gym, but yeah, I didn't want to start it or something. It just happened.
Why did you name it Monkey Mayhem?
It is Monkey Mayhem. I kind of like the name. It's basically we were a bundle of chaos. Like, mayhem is, I would say chaos. That's what happens every time we go to the event. So we create a lot of chaos in the event. I mean, by fighting, all that's what I mean. But it's basically, I just like that name, and I was very much like, okay, if I'm opening something, this is gonna be the name. And if you wanna say a lot of inner meaning to it, and somebody like, you can take it monkey as a Hindi word. Monkey mayhem, like the chaos inside your heart. You're fighting it. So basically, for the youngsters who are into, like, they're kind of distracted. So a lot of youngsters who get distracted. It's something what you do to fight within the chaos within you. So that's what Monkey Man means.
Okay. Has learning fighting and martial arts changed you as a person?
Definitely, because I was into it from the beginning. So I'm not sure how much it has changed me as a person, but after getting the responsibility of Monkey Mayhem and a responsibility of other athletes, yes, it did change me a lot. So basically, if you go post 2015, I was somebody like, oh man, it was like crazy times, as in like, just like a college going guy, like, don't care of anything. And probably that's what. Then I also went on to become the state in charge of the sport of Muay Thai in Karnataka. That was again in 2015. These responsibilities, yes, did a little bit changes within me.
Has it made you more confident and responsible? How has it changed you?
I was always confident. So if I don't want to be any shy, I was always confident from my childhood. I was always into sports. I was always into this karate thing. That the karate thing was what gave me all the confidence in my life, basically, I would say. And the way how my first Chandra sir used to teach, and my love towards that particular martial art. So that is what has made me what I am right now. But I don't think it has changed me as a person. Like, I was always the same. And yeah, but it has given me a kind of responsibility, how to walk with responsibility. Like right now, there are a lot of athletes who are training in Monkey Man. So to handle their career and all those things, it's a kind of responsibility. So probably if you go like 6-7 years back and ask me like if I would do that, I don't know. I was not a guy who was capable of doing it. But right now, yeah, things are sorted like that. So I would say basically Monkey Mayhem and the in charge what I got for the sport, like Monkey Mayhem Fight Club and the Muay Thai Association and stuff. Yeah, that's probably what made me capable of holding the. Other than that, as a person, I'm still the same. So as a person, like how I was before, I'm still the same. A little quiet, but a little more chaotic before, but a little sorted
now. A lot of people come to your Monkey Mayhem Fight Club. What do you think is the main reason why people want to learn martial arts now?
One thing I would answer it in 2 different ways. One thing, why people come, it's basically because they see our achievements. So we don't have any kind of huge advertising or like a brand. First of all, I don't know to advertise, or We are not businessmen. We are a bunch of athletes. So we don't know how to market our brand or something like that. But what happens is we are having from consistently from the first nationals taking from 2015, we are having back-to-back achievements. Like there are multiple national champions in Mangalore. And these are not guys who have come from outside and become national champions. These are the guys who are going to degree or who are studying engineering. Like Anvita is a electrical engineer, Anisha is a mechanical engineer, Himanshu is an engineer, and Uwais is a civil engineer, Farzin is a civil engineer, and all these guys, like Sharan was into interior designing and all this. So the guys who are like who are doing the regular stuff, it is they change their life, this thing, and they like this particular sport, and they started. This particular story itself is what drags people into Monkey Man. So they can connect. So basically, like if there's a guy who is not able to do something, I mean not able to do as in he's not doing what he likes. So if he wants to do something else, a lot of us people come as a stress buster. So they like this sport. When they do this particular thing, they feel very relaxed. It's not just like you're lifting weights and you're pumping up your muscles. Your entire body is working. Your upper body, lower body, you're working. And again, with your body, you're mentally also you're working. And then you're doing partner drills. You're working with your partner. And it's basically that. That's what people like. And that's what people, it's happening throughout India and throughout the world. MMA is also, MMA and Muay Thai. It's also the fastest growing sport in the world. So this is what people want right now in the fitness industry. Like people want to do take a sport or take something like they maybe. So the main motive of Monkey Mayhem is like, no matter what your profession is, we will turn you into a fighter mentally and physically. Getting inside the ring, it's up to you. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You can be anything. Like you might be at any profession. You might be a doctor, you might be an engineer, you might be a farmer, you might be a businessman or anything. We will turn you into a fighter physically and mentally. So basically, it's up to you. You want to go inside the ring, you want to, fight, you want to go events, that also can happen. Or you just want to do it as a hobby, that also can happen. Like you just want to go to medium level events, you want to test your skills. So basically, when people come to us, they're not in the intention of fighting. Okay. Like inside the ring or something. They just come like, okay, we just want fitness and we want to learn something new. But what happens is once they see that skills in them, like basically everybody is scared to take the punch. But once they have the strength, the same strength to take the, like basically to punch, the strength to punch, and the ability, the threshold to take the punch and then defend the punches, when that technique and skill comes within one guy, then they want to test their skills. Then they want to slowly ask, like they slowly come and ask me like, sir, can we take part in this event or something like that? So that's how it normally goes in Monkey Man. And so we have very less commercial clients type. But yeah, but slowly like the entire crowd wants to do it. Like even the working class, even the students, everybody wants to, basically get into this. Because it's a new way of becoming fit. And people like it. You're becoming fit, at the same time you are learning a sport. And it's always fun.
And from a practical perspective, like someone will think like, if I go in the street and if someone's trying to rob me or if someone's trying to fight me, will I be able to defend myself? Will learning martial arts help people to defend themselves in the streets?
Yes, definitely in all aspects. It's not just some aspects of a self-defense thing. Yes, definitely. If you know martial arts, it helps you. It gets you confidence, self-confidence. Like you'll have a huge change in your behavior, huge change in how you walk, huge change in how you do things, how you approach life. That's what like a lot of people I've seen. Like when they come, they're very much shy and all those things. They open up. And then you need to, Monkey Man, the thing is, we create an environment where anybody opens up. Like, there is a trainer, like, as I told now, there are 2 times national champion, 3 times national champion. So all these guys are there. They're all in the gym. and they don't show you that they're the national champion. You got it. So what happens that particular time, and then everybody and the vibe what we create in the gym is basically like anybody can come become friends with us. So that what happens, they open up and then they learn. It becomes more easy for them to learn as well. And then it also becomes very easy for them to tell us if they have any problems, like probably basic on bullying, if there's some kind of college bullying, or if there's some self-defense issue or what. And then basically we try to train them in that particular field as well. So definitely when it comes to martial arts, it definitely helps you for the street self-defense. And I would say, but there is also a thing that, street self-defense is a complete separate subject by itself. Okay. Because there are no rules in the street. So somebody who knows martial art, you cannot tell that he's completely safe. Okay. Even me or any national champion, international champion. So you need to have knowledge about the street as well. So we do that also. In Monkey Ma'am, we also do. Basically, I've given I don't know, like more than 30, 40 institution workplaces. I do street self-defense seminars, workshop and stuff. So there, what we do is like, we try to see what a common man can do if he faces a situation. Because not everybody as of now is willing to take extra time from his work and stuff. This, in India, I don't know, like it's basically like the survival thing only is very difficult. There's no much time to do different things. I give time to do extra stuff and so. So basically, whenever somebody approaches me, some institution or workplace, when they approach me to take self-defense seminar and all those things, so I basically do something what a normal man can do. Like normal as in a guy who has no experience in martial arts, how they can defend themselves. And then there is some kind of rules and regulations in the street. Okay. The situations in the street, like there are no rules. Like let's assume I'm a national champion or whatever it is. I'm very strong or I know martial art. So there is one person coming from the front and he tries to attack me with a knife. I neutralize his knife attack. I handle the knife. I take the knife from him or something like that. And I start beating him up. If this is without knowing the street knowledge, okay, I'm only a martial artist without knowing the street knowledge. So now I'm in trouble. So what happens in the street is basically there's no rules. It's not necessary that one person has to come. So what happens is if I don't have the knowledge of street and if I only know martial arts, what happens is I will start beating this guy because I'm more powerful than this one guy. I know that's for sure. But what happens? Probably it was not only one guy. There's 2 or 3 people, other people who's going to come from the back and they're seeing that you're beating this guy up and they're going to use a weapon or maybe a stone to break on your head or whatever it is. So once that happens, what can you do? If somebody is breaking a stone on your head or somebody is attacking from the back. So that is when the street knowledge also comes in hand. So when you have the knowledge about the street, what normally seminars, what I do. So we teach them how, there's a sport called as Krav Maga. Okay. It's a martial art based, it's only based on street self-defense.
Wait, you're talking about Krav Maga, is it?
Yes, I'm talking about Krav Maga.
Okay.
So that particular sport only it's not a sport actually. It's a martial art, which it's a mixture of all the martial art, but it is basically a subject which only teaches you how things can happen in the street. So basically, if I know this knowledge, so it's not about Krav. It's just I got to know it through Krav Maga and stuff. Okay, so it's basically like if somebody is coming from the front. So first thing, what I would do is I would avoid the situation if I have a chance. So let's assume I can't avoid the situation. I have to go forward. I can't go back or something like that. So first thing comes, there's a huge set of syllabus what you train people when it comes to street self-defense. I would just say like 1 or 2 things. So first thing is the awareness. Like basically you need to be aware of wherever you're going, especially when you're going to a new place. So a lot of people will be in the phone these days. Basically, it's not just everybody, even me, like I'll be on the phone. But basically, if you're aware about your surroundings, that's what can keep you safe. That's the first thing. That's basically we teach A, B, C, D, E of street self-defense. So what is A is awareness. Okay. What is B is being bold and boundaries. Then there are three type of boundaries. So what are the boundaries? It's one is the virtual boundary, one is a verbal boundary, and one is physical boundary. So when you are into a situation, you set boundaries. So first is virtual. Virtual is you're seeing and stuff like that. And basically like you're giving a warning or something like that. And second one, I told B, right? Being bold. First thing, whatever happens, you have to be bold. You have to be confident. As soon as you come to know the guy who is trying to commit a crime comes to know that you are scared, it kind of boosts his confidence. So first is A for awareness, what I told, and B for being bold and boundaries. So the three type of boundaries: virtual boundary, verbal boundary. Like virtual, you're seeing, and if he goes back, well and good. If he comes forward, then verbal, you shout, so basically like stop or anything. And then is a physical boundary. So then you take something, probably you have a purse or you have a stone or something, you take it in a hand and you do some kind of action which he thinks that okay, you are ready for it and he'll stop. So that is a physical boundary. And then even after that, it's that confront first. So that is basically A, B, C, D, E. I would just say the names because there's a lot of detailing into it. So I don't want anybody seeing the video and doing half stuff. So that is also basically, that is one more responsible job what I normally do, and I kind of feel that has changed me as a person. Because C is confront first. When it comes to self-defense, you always have to attack first, and because you don't know his power, his strength, or whatever it is, or whatever weapon he has, or whatever it is, you have to confront first, and then is call for help. Like you need to try call for help. A, B, C, D. D is where to attack. Like D is destroy the delicate parts. So you first thing is you attack, then you need to know where to attack. Because a layman, like a guy who does not know anything about martial arts or something, he at least has to have a knowledge. If he's using everything in his one punch or kick or something, he needs to know where to land it. Like if I ask a layman, like a guy who does not know martial art, to hit any of my fighter, they can take multiple shots. You can hit anywhere, but there are some vital points like the eyes, the nose. There's a thing called solar plex, and there's a groin. So these are the vital points in the human body where how to strike. You can neutralize a person, like for a while at least, where you can escape. So A, B, C, D. D is destroy the delicate part, and then E is escape and evolve. So once you neutralize the person, you need to escape the place. I mean, you need to get out of the place and evolve. Evolve means you need to understand what happened. And first place, if you are not aware, A for awareness, that's what I told, right? If you are not aware, you would never understand what happened. So awareness is the main thing. So basically, like if I'm walking in some random street and probably in some 100, 200 feet, if I see some guy with some weapon or something. So, and the last 1 kilometer what I walked, I don't know what it is. Like probably if I was aware and if I knew the surroundings, maybe I saw a post office, maybe I saw a police station, I know where to run. That's just because I was aware of the surroundings. If I don't know if it's a new place and if it's not aware where I am, and if I run somewhere and I end up with a worse situation where I get into the hands of the people who want to commit crime, that's where the awareness thing comes. So we teach all these basic things where I would definitely say martial art helps, but with the street knowledge. You need to be having an idea about street knowledge. But yeah, if it's one-on-one person, if there's only one guy who's coming to attack, definitely martial arts will definitely help. It's not an issue at all. And then it's not just about your self-defense, it's about your reflexes as well. So I've seen so many of my students or something, when maybe if there's an accident or something, your reflexes become so fast that you get out of the accident without much injuries. So that is also one of the main part, reflexes. So you have really good reflexes when you practice martial arts. So probably if you're falling, you probably can take your. It depends, like, because in my incident, probably I would say I actually, the road was slippery and there was a sudden car what came, and I had to apply the front brake and the back brake, and because the road was slippery, my bike started sliding off. So I was just able to, take my leg off before it landed on the ground, and I didn't get any injuries. So it's something like that. It has happened to many. You can ask martial artists. So if they're falling or something, their hands will suddenly come. They'll protect it. These are what the reflexes do. It's your body does. The body, the martial arts is in your muscle memory. It sticks into your muscle memory, and it helps you in different ways. That's what I would like to say about the self defense and how it can help you as well in your regular life.
But reflexes, they're very natural, right? Like one good example is a cat. You can throw it however you want. It will always land on the feet. Or can we train the reflexes?
No, you can train the reflexes, because reflexes can be good reflex or bad reflex. Yeah. Yeah, no issue. So a reflex can be good reflex or bad reflex. So somebody, when falling, either they can, they can regain their balance automatically, or they can keep their hand or something like that. Some people, their hand won't come, so they end up hitting their head. You get what I'm saying? You can't particularly, I'm not saying we can train you for accidents, but when you do martial arts, automatically what is required will come, because your movements are quick. So let's assume you're doing all kind of movements in martial arts, you're kicking, punching, and all those things. So what happens is, like, if there is any case of accident or something like that, your reflex automatically comes. It automatically comes. It definitely helps. It has happened in many incidents with me, and also many incidents with, like, most of the guys whom I've trained. So I know it does happen. It definitely helps with the reflexes as well, with the positive reflexes. So some people, if something is being thrown at them, so it's just like a punch is coming and you just dodge the punch. It's something similar like that. So it can be put up in different various ways in accidents or something, life situations. Yeah.
So what are your future plans now?
Future plans, Monkey Ma'am, the COVID has been, because of COVID, a lot of training has been hampered. We just came out of 2 wins. Like, we got my guys, there's a guy called Sukir Kulal and Pratik. Pratik is a very young guy, 20 or 21-year-old, and Sukir is 25, 26 or something. So they won the WKN, World Kickboxing Network national title, the first national winners. There was an inaugural championship belt event which happened on September 4th. So these 2 guys won the event, and they brought the first WKN belt to Mangalore. There were 2 belts. So basically, there are many bigger leagues, such. And Monkey Ma'am, I just want to be one of the top gyms in the world, like one of the best fight teams in the world. That's what we are headed to.
Yeah, all the best for your future plans. Thank you so much, Nitesh, for coming on the podcast.
Thanks a lot. And thank you for having me over here, letting people know about Monkey Ma'am as well.